Hey Pokemon champions, what's going on? It's Champion Darkblaze here, and with Pokemon Legends Arceus a year from release, it is by far now the most anticipated game of all time for Pokemon, and with good reason. It's bringing so many new things to the table that Pokemon fans have wanted for years. Open world, expansive exploration, catching Pokemon in the overworld without a kind of loading screen in order to battle them, fights happening in the overworld without having this kind of battle setting that you need to enter. Pokemon Legends Arceus is doing so many revolutionary things for the future of the Pokemon games, and I'm aboard this hype train for this game, and with good reason. But there are a lot of potential things this game could do to make it the best game of all time, and I have a few things in mind that I think we could see in Pokemon Legends Arceus, so why don't we dive into what I think we'll see in this game.
Alright, I choose you!
So the first prediction I have is that we may actually see the development of the modern Pokeball. Now, Sinnoh is very kind of technologically advanced. It has a lot of new technological advancements that it offered in its debut in Generation 4. So because we're in an older Sinnoh and we could see the development of the Sinnoh region, we may see the development of the first ever kind of Pokeball, the more modern one. We may see our current older Pokeball with kind of a wooden bottom. We may see it transform into the modern day Pokeball, or maybe at least into the Pokeball Samson Oak used in the 4th movie. But segueing into that with number 2, we could see the development of the Sinnoh region. Of course, we start off in this small starting town, this little hub that you would travel to and from when you're exploring the region in this game. We might see other towns and cities sprawl up. We may see recorded documents starting to show up in that office that we see in the trailer. We may see some other cities sprawl up. We may see some people come in from other regions. So I think the development of the actual Sinnoh region is a big factor and a big possibility that this game could bring to the table. Number 3, with seeing the development of Sinnoh, I believe we could see the formation of Team Galactic, or maybe an older version of Team Galactic. But this kind of also segues into the idea that Cyrus could return in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I believe that maybe he could have traveled back in time after getting sucked into the distortion world by Giratina. Or maybe this is far back in time enough that maybe we see a young Cyrus, and maybe he travels forward in time from this game to the Diamond and Pearl that we know. It's very ambiguous as to what happened with the end of Cyrus. He could have straight up died. But we don't know. It's left very vague and open-ended. So maybe we could see Cyrus and possibly the beginnings of Team Galactic in this game as well. On top of it, the player characters in this game have a symbol that is vaguely similar to the Team Galactic logo that we know from present-day Pokemon. So maybe it's a possibility. Now this one is a bit more in the realm of speculation, but I do believe that instead of regional variants like we've seen in Generations 7 and 8 with Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, I believe we could see something similar to an older, prehistoric version of Pokemon. Not fossil Pokemon, because we don't have the technology to do that, as is evident by the way this game is displayed, but I do believe we could see an older evolution. And what I mean by that is a Pokemon that is the same Pokemon, but just it's adapted and evolved differently over time. So present day Luxray would look different back in Legends Arceus. I think it'd be really cool to do that, to show like an older version of a Pokemon that we already know, but seeing it evolved in a different way. So you get Shinx and Luxio, but then Luxray looks a little different as opposed to the current day Luxray that we know. So maybe like a more primitive version of these Pokemon, maybe that could exist in Legends Arceus, and I think that's what we could get instead of seeing the regional variants we know nowadays, because a regional variant involves evolution going forward rather than backward. It means you're adapting to new environments and going forward in order to survive. Whereas since this is an older Sinnoh, I think we could see older versions of these Pokemon. My next thing that I think we could see in Legends Arceus is the moment where the professor, whoever that may be, could be Cyrus. I think we will see the moment where Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup are chosen to be starter Pokemon. As you see in the game, we start off with Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott. Pokemon from Johto, Unova, and Alola. Why those Pokemon? Well, they were brought over from the other region from the professor that is going to be in this game. So maybe it's that the other regions are a little further developed as they already have their system of starter Pokemon chosen out. So I think we'll see the moment where they decide, hey, Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup are really good to be starter Pokemon. Let's make them starter Pokemon. Let's kind of breed them more for trainers and keep them in, captivity in a safer environment than in the wild. So I think we will see that, and maybe Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott will go back to their other regions aside from the one you choose at the start of the game. But with Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott being the starter Pokemon, I predict we could go to another region. Because the starter Pokemon in this game have been brought over from other regions, I undoubtedly believe that we might have a side quest where we are given the option to choose to explore one of the 3 regions, or maybe just Johto, because Johto and Sinnoh, along with Kanto, are the only 3 regions physically connected to each other via a landmass. Sinnoh and Kanto and Johto sit side by side with Sinnoh on top via the mountain range, and we know that because of where the Sinjo ruins are. So maybe we could go to Johto again, maybe explore that in its primitive state. I know that's a long shot and possibly not gonna happen, but it's just fun to think about. My other prediction that I've talked about in previous videos is that we'll catch Arceus in a brand new Hall of Origin event. Now, Arceus in its Hall of Origin event was not accessible unless you hack. In the original Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum games, you don't have access to the Azure Flute, you can't go to Hall of Origin and catch it unless you hack. But there's also an event in Johto and Heart Gold and Soul Silver where you can go to the Sinjo ruins and have Arceus make a new creation trio member. That also is not accessible either. But with the focus of Legends Arceus being Arceus itself a mythical Pokemon, I do believe that we'll have the opportunity to learn about its lore, its backstory, its history, and go catch it atop Spear Pillar. Maybe we can get to Hall of Origin, but at the very least, I believe we'll be able to catch it at Spear Pillar. There's no way that this box art legendary, the main focus of this game, is not going to be catchable. Every box art legendary or box art Pokemon, as in Generation 1, they're all catchable in the game that they come in. And honestly, Arceus is the focus of this game, so it's gotta be catchable. Another prediction I have that I've talked about in recent videos is that we'll be able to catch other mythical Pokemon, Darkrai, Shaman, Manaphy. I believe this game will bring back mythical events and mythical locations so that they can add substance and history and story to these mythical Pokemon so we can go catch them in a fun way rather than just get them with a QR code or a mystery gift or some downloadable link. I definitely think it's possible that we will, in fact, get to catch mythical Pokemon for the first time ever alongside Arceus. And yes, I do realize that Keldeo and Celebi in Virtual Console Crystal and in the Crown Tundra were catchable prior to this, but I mean as actually part of the story. Okay, maybe Celebi is technically part of the story, but I guess technically that's post-game actually. So I want the mythical Pokemon integrated into the story so we can go to their locations, go and catch them, and finally encounter them the way they're meant to be encountered. In this game, I also think that Arceus will indeed get a brand new form. Now, if we look at the end of the trailer when we finally see Arceus, it glows a lot at the end. And now, I don't know if this is going to signify transforming into a higher, more divine power with a better form, but it's definitely a little weird. We've never seen Arceus kind of do that in any rendition of its anime counterpart, and especially in the movie Arceus and the Jewel of Life. We didn't see Arceus do that. It is depicted to be very, very shiny and very brilliant and divine, but Arceus has never glowed in this specific way, so I believe it could be unlocking a brand new power, which could lead to a brand new form change. Last year I did speculate about Arceus receiving a Gigantamax form in Sword and Shield, or at least in Diamond and Pearl remakes, but Diamond and Pearl remakes, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they don't have any indication that we're gonna get G-Max. So I personally do not believe that this Arceus form would be in the new games unless it's in Legends Arceus. So I do believe that if we get more lore and backstory for Arceus, that we'll see a brand new form for it. I definitely think it needs to get one. And segueing into that, I also think that Dialga and Palkia will also get new forms in Legends Arceus, whether that be kind of primal forms like these from Shiny Gaza art, and maybe Giratina can get one too, like this one from Shiny Gaza art, and I'll link him down in the description below so you can check him out. But if Arceus gets a new form, the members of the Creation Trio are undoubtedly going to get new forms as well. I truly believe that the exploration in this game is going to be tenfold better than what we got in Sword and Shield and in any other Pokemon game, because we're going to be able to see every nook and cranny of Sinnoh, and I hope all of Sinnoh. And honestly, I do believe that there could even be a side plot with the Regis to incorporate Regidrago and Regieleki into the brand new games as well. I think that there needs to be more lore, and because of this game being Legends, I think the focus on legendary Pokemon overall is going to be hyped up and made more prevalent, so I think that there will be more focus on the story of Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, maybe a special Distortion World episode. I think there will be focus on Regigigas and the Regis, Darkrai, Cresselia. So all of the legendary Pokemon, and maybe even in the post-game of Legends Arceus, we could go to Stark Mountain and have an episode with Heatran like we did in Platinum's post-game. I think all of these are very possible because the title is Legends. Legends Arceus, the legends of the Sinnoh region. Sinnoh is based around lore, history, mythology, evident in the Canalave library. So I just think that this is a very big possibility we could see in Legends Arceus. So there we go, Pokemon champions. Those are all my thoughts and hopes and predictions for Legends Arceus. Some of the things I think we will see, some things I kind of just want to happen. But nonetheless, let me know in the comments what you guys are excited for in this game and what you think we could see happen in the story of this game. The potential for this game is actually unknown and limitless. So many things could happen. So with that being said, let's talk about it down in the comments. And until next time, train hard. I'll catch you guys later.